Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all your Toyota Tundra news and information or opinions like today. If you haven't heard, some big news out of the half-ton truck world. Stellantis has announced that the 5.7 liter V8 Hemi is coming back to the lineup. People were mad to see Stellantis get rid of that V8, and it only took 1 year for them to go, all right, let's bring it back. So I've gotten a lot of comments this morning with a lot of questions of, does this mean Toyota will bring back the V8 to the Toyota Tundra? Well, today I want to talk about that a little bit and why I still think Toyota will not bring back the V8 to the Toyota Tundra. I wouldn't mind being wrong on that, but I'm just going to go over some of my opinions on why I don't think that will happen. And I want you guys to go down in the comments below and let me know what you think, because this will be fun to see everybody's opinion. A lot of people always like to talk about the V8, so this will be a good one. So first, before we go into any of that, if you go back and look at my old videos, one thing I always said when the new generation was coming out and we started to hear the rumors of a new V6 engine setup, I always felt like Toyota should have kept the V8 around for at least a few model years into the new generation. A lot of people at the time really didn't want to see that naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8 from the last generation of Toyota Tundra go away. It was very reliable. People loved it. It was around long enough to where all the kinks pretty much have been worked out of the engine. There's million-mile engines out there as far as the 5.7 V8 go. So there was a lot of loyalty behind that engine. So I always felt that, sure, bring on the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, bring on the hybrid version, but again, at least for a few model years, keep that V8 to make the slow bleed into the new generation. Now, it's not just Toyota sitting at a table saying, no, we're not going to do that. There's a lot of things that are in the way if you kind of pay attention to the whole grand scheme of things. With emission standards and CAFE standards and all that, they're really trying to push away the V8s. Now, it really comes down to the brands to see how much they will push back to keep their V8s, as we're seeing right now. I think Toyota is different than the big three, okay? Now, we look at Stellantis, we look at Ram. They will have a V8 back, but they're keeping their Hurricane engines as well. So basically, you get a choice. So, okay, classic fans, you want your 5.7 V8, here it is, but we also offer these smaller displacement engines that give better fuel economy, better horsepower. You guys get to choose. Ford has been doing this with the EcoBoost for years, but they kept their 5.0 V8, the Coyote engine. That's still there for you. Chevy, same idea. They're putting money actually into their V8s going forward, but they're giving you smaller displacement as well. Toyota jumped right off of that V8 and right into this V6 setup. This is just my opinion, but here's why I don't think, a few reasons why I don't think Toyota will go back to the V8. Number one is sales. Tundra sales have been amazing with this new generation Toyota Tundra. It started at a very weird time for the Tundra because in 2022 there was the COVID sales stuff going on, the part shortage was going on. You can go back and look at my dealer walk videos. We'd see maybe 1 or 2 Tundras on the lot. They had huge markups on them. That was like the time period of markups for all the vehicles. The used vehicles were, going for more than they were brand new because there was no new vehicles to sell. It was a crazy time period, a terrible time to launch a new generation, but it is what it is. But once everything started to settle down, we started to see what this new generation Tundra will sell like. And in 2024, they achieved the second best sales year all time for Toyota Tundra. So that is huge. Number one sales year is 2007, and now number two is 2024, unseating 2008 as number two. So it's been a long time since we've seen sales like that. And inventory started to really pop back on the lot around summer 2023, and that made a strong run, and that was around 4th or 5th all time. And for 2025 now, we are seeing a trend that looks like it could equal 2024 or maybe be a little bit better. So the sales are good. It's not like the sales of the Tundra are tanking and they have to figure out something crazy to make the truck sell. I don't see that happening because the truck really is selling very well. The more I drive on the road all over the place, I see more Tundras every single day. The more I go to these lots and film for you, the reason I do it is to show you trends. Many people always say, well, there's a lot more Tundras on the lot, they're not moving, where the whole plan for Toyota nowadays is to have more inventory. I think we got so used to seeing through that COVID time period 2 or 3 Tundras on the lot. And then when everything went back to normal, you go to some dealerships, you could see 40 or 50 Tundras. That's on purpose. They want it like it was before 2020. I used to film Tundras in 17, 18, 19, and you would see 20, 25 Tundras on the lot. So they want the inventory there. They want you guys to have options. And the good part about having options is that's where you get the discounts and the incentives. So once again, my first reason why I don't think Toyota will go back to a V8 is the Tundra sales are actually very good right now and through the last few years of this new generation. Another reason why I don't think Toyota will go back to the V8 is they're very conservative as a brand, okay? They figure out what they want to do, they stand behind it and commit to it. Meaning, if they don't like something right away, you guys know there was that engine recall in 2024, instead of just giving up and going a different direction, they go, no, we're gonna get to the bottom of this and we're gonna stand and commit to this until it's the best possible engine it can be. Toyota is known for that. They've always been known for that. They don't make a lot of crazy moves. I mean, generation-wise, with the Toyota Tundra, we're in the 3rd generation. It's 2025. The first model year of Tundra was 2000. So in those 25 years, 3 generations of Tundra. They don't make a lot of moves. If something's wrong in the beginning, they work hardcore at it to make it so it's the best it can be. Now, they got a lot of things that they got to deal with that is different from the other 2 generations because there's all these crazy emission standards and they have to go smaller displacement, forced induction. That's more expensive. There's a lot more parts to it, a lot more things that can fail. But at the end of the day, I think if anyone can make the 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 bulletproof, it's going to be a brand like Toyota, strictly based off of their reputation. But in general, Toyota is a very conservative company. They don't make wild moves. They kind of stay in their lane. And that's why they're the #1 selling auto manufacturer in the world. It's obviously a proven method that works. The next one, and I like to focus on this a lot, I think people don't understand the grand scheme of how the Tundra works in this big Toyota puzzle, okay? So the Tundra, it sells well, but Toyota doesn't wake up every morning and say, okay, well, if the Tundra doesn't sell well, we're in trouble. The Tundra is a very small piece to a gigantic Toyota puzzle. Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, the point A to point B vehicles are Toyota's bread and butter in the United States. The Tacoma is the best-selling mid-size truck in the United States year after year. The Tundra, I hate to say this because you know I love the Tundra, but if the Tundra was ever to go away, I don't really think it would mean that much as far as Toyota's bottom line. Maybe it'll hurt a little bit because the half-ton pickup segment is red hot usually, but they sell so many of the other vehicles that, the Tundra is a very small piece. Now, that can't be said for the big 3. Chevy needs the Silverado. Ford needs the F-150. And Stellantis needs the Ram. And that's why they made the move to go back to the V8 because they know, wow, if these sales tank, we're in trouble, okay? So they will go out of their way to do whatever they have to do to keep the V8s as long as humanly possible. Whether it be pay penalties, whatever they got to do, they need to keep the V8 because the big 3 can't survive, in my opinion, without having their half-ton pickup truck segments. So they will do whatever it takes. Toyota, on the other hand, it's just a different mindset. It's not half-ton mindset and everything else. It's everything else and, oh, the Americans, they love their half-ton pickup, so we should throw that in there as well. So I think those are the reasons, at least the main reasons why I don't think a V8 will be back in the Toyota Tundra. Would I love to be wrong on that? Absolutely, because the more options, the merrier. And again, I'm going to say this for like the 4th time in this video. If you go back and look at my older videos when the new generation was coming up, I'm fine with the forced induction, smaller displacement engines, or the hybrid setup, the look into the future. I'm fine with that. But I really think they should have kept the 5.7 V8 around as long as they could. I know the CAFE standards, I know all that stuff, but just talking to you guys every single day for the last 9 years, there is a huge group of you that are V8 only. You will never drive anything but a V8. So Some of you are converting over as the new generation comes on, but again, in the beginning and looking at the demographic of age and everything with the Toyota Tundra, from what I see from you guys, keeping that around for a few model years might have been good, but you let me know what you think in the comments below. Once again, Stellantis has announced the 5.7 V8 Hemi is coming back to the lineup, so that's great for Dodge fans. And I always give credit to Stellantis because they're never afraid to try things, okay? So when everybody was going small displacement, emission standard, all that stuff, here comes the TRX, a big supercharged V8 engine, the Hellcats, the Demons. They're not afraid to try things. That's what I love about that brand. You know, if they see something that doesn't work, it didn't take very long for them to be like, oh, we made a mistake, we're going back. You know why? Because they want to see their bread and butter sell. And that is the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe and be well.